So it means that you try to go through consensus building.
Yes.
So
Go
get
through
into
that
consensus.
Yeah, we go through that process. Like for an example, the cluster members raise the issue of that they need to be represented in the branding that goes out on the campaign, that it should not be just YAF branding that shows. So we now said, okay, because of that, because you people are a part of this campaign and you want this campaign to be something that you perceive as your own.
It is
now, yes, in terms of branding, going forward, the branding is going to be youth advocacy cluster, not Youth Alive Foundation. So that it shows the cluster, youth advocacy cluster, everybody in the cluster is now.
Which make it inclusive,
yes,
both the anchor and cluster. Yes. So, okay. So, I know it's not easy to manage a group. You want to manage 2 or 3 or 4. Talking of 50, now you're having 54. Now, let's look at it, the management from the perspective of role. So, how will you describe the roles that they play, that different members of the cluster play, either formal or informal?
Okay, like starting with an example of the WhatsApp group, the admin is not us. We are not solely responsible for the admin. We have made
of the WhatsApp.
Yes, we have made cluster organizations to be also admins of the group, so they can add people in and they can decide on collective decision who to take out and all those things. So we have made them on the process of being as in admins of that group.
Yes, being
admins of that group. So that's part of the things that we have done for the WhatsApp. Then in terms of advocacy visits, cluster organization, cluster members join us on majority of advocacy visits. So there's no advocacy visit that we go that cluster members don't join us. The letter writing, another key activity that we carried out was letter writing campaign, where we asked young people to write letters to their house of assembly members, urging them to support this. It was part of the reasons why they did even went through second reading, because house members received thousands of letters. So, and even during the second reading, they stood up and said, we have the video recordings of that. They stood up and said, I am obliged, I can't help it, or else these people will think I'm not youth friendly or I'm not citing the youth. And we were just told recently, last week, that it was played on NTA, on AKBC recently, almost a month after it happened, which means they are trying the airing of that day. This happened 1 month ago, and after 1 month ago, they were playing it on NTA, AKBC, meaning that lawmakers are trying to use it as part of their campaign to show that they are doing something for young people. Yes. So we were surprised when someone called us to say, NTA, AKBC, this thing is happening on their show. And it was a cluster member that called to even inform us that this is airing on AKBC and NTA. So that is how cluster organizations are taking responsibility and taking their roles.
They send in their reports of their advocacy that they
personal advocate on their own.
Yes.
So they also take personal initiative to engage on advocacy and then report.
Yes. In short, I think we had a file on activities that come from cluster organizations. When cluster organization organize activity, when they send in those reports to us, we had a file that we put all those activities.
Now, let me get your, when you are trying to appraise yourself, what do you normally do? You do yourself fast. For example, when you do exam, when you do an exam, as soon as you submit your paper, you will say, I'm making 100%, I'm surprised, this is my mark. until when the lecturer marks and says, this is your paper. But I think I did. Okay.
I answered this question. This is called this.
So that's what I want to do to you now.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Now, yes, you are the anchor, but I want you to shift your cap where the clusters cap. How do you think the cluster, how do they see you? How do they see you in terms of your leadership style? What is their perception? I don't want to put a word so that I won't
Perception about their relationship.
in time, but the focus is on leadership. How do they see your leadership? What is their perception? What is their descriptions of how you lead them? What kind of leadership style or method are you deploy in engaging with them?
Okay.
I don't know whether.
Yeah,
so I'm not saying you should wear their.
We should wear their.
I'll be objective to some extent
Okay.
because I'm going to validate the same thing with them.
Oh, yes. I would say that if I was a cluster organization, I would see YAF as being very inclusive. One, two. There is nothing YAF does that YAF doesn't circulate the information about it. You will hear it one way or the other, through email, through WhatsApp group, through phone calls,
Facebook
and
page.
through Facebook. You will hear it.
I hope you are taking note of that.
You will hear it. Two, we ensure that as part of, if we go to trainings and come back, we even try to make sure that cluster members also step it down to their people. There is a JC training that cluster members went to, and they came back and they stepped it down. They stepped it down. So they will see us as people that give them opportunity to express it themselves. So we give an open platform for expression. Just express your idea. It might not be the best idea, but not the opportunity to express it and be heard is there. So I think they will also see that. I think that something else that they would say of us is that we are. I'm trying to look for a phrase to put that one. I think I've mentioned two now. I'm looking for the third one. I'm going to pick an example to use to.
Maybe why you are trying that? Onyeka,
Yes, sir.
what is your own opinion?
Okay. The way cluster members view us.
Yes, as your leadership.
How would they see
I think that they will not view our leadership as autocratic.
Auto.
It's not autocratic.
It's not autocratic. What?
It's inclusive.
Dictatorship.
It's like you say.
Inclusive.
Yeah, we are not the ultimate determiner of what happens. Their opinions do matter, and I think that most times when you make someone feel important by wanting to hear them out, it encourages them to give out more and more of that. So.
Okay. Yes, give me the example you said you want to give.
Okay, like just as I said, that we have a radio show, and in this radio show that we have that focuses on the campaign, we invite cluster members to come and speak. And when we invite them to speak, they are not tied to speaking about the campaign. They are also tied to talk about what they do as an organization. So you are not lost in the campaign. You still retain you still retain your identity of what you do as an organization and who you are. So we give them that platform.
So in terms of leading behind,
we do it very well.
What percentage will you, assuming you are the other side,
Yes.
and what you want to rate them?
In terms of leading
behind,
I
it's
think,
one of the things you were
yes.
taught and you were doing a part of
yes,
it. capacity given.
Yes, in terms of leaving behind, I think we have an 85-90%.
85-90%.
Yes.
That was validated.
So sure.
Yeah,
If my public
This guy,
if my public relations officer was here, I told you 98%.
Would you like to teach?
Would I like to teach?
Yes.
If
you teach, I know because this your mark is too generous. I'm not sure. All your students will pass.
No.
So you won't retain mark for yourself. You know, teachers always retain mark for themselves.
So you know, the difference between what we have done so far is that we operated and created some change in an environment where there was no groundwork.
What do you mean by groundwork?
Groundwork in the sense that there was no existing policy. There was no existing voice about see what happens. Almost 82% of youth budget goes to sport related activities in this state. There was no voice, nobody was saying anything about it. Everybody was just like, okay. So creating a voice.
Yes. Did even say
no, people didn't care about it. People don't care that Ministry of Youth and Sport, 82% of the budget goes to sports. Nobody cares
about what sort of sport do they do? And who are people involved in the sport?
So it is an issue. And even if you look at this is Mr. Chikodi Onyeri, he's our procurement. He's our procurement.
Okay, the procurement.
Yes.
What are we going to procure?
No, I didn't prepare anything now.
You didn't procure anything? Okay. Yes. Yes, I'm listening.
So we have been able to create that voice for change for young people in the state, and being able to create a private member bill that has successfully, by God's grace, gone through first reading and second and second reading in the State House of Assembly, and even having the speaker say, "I'm excited that the approach this has taken so far has been in the best practice."
What's the degree of the awareness of this voice in the generality of the public? Let's assume we go out to the street and do what we call random sampling to test the leadership, the work of the anchor alongside with the cluster
For this youth empowerment
of
bill.
this youth empowerment bill. PQU, PKK, PKRON, PKKOROBASI.
Yes.
You understand? Picky correct money, picking barring random out of 31 local government. Let's say we pick 10 or 11. You understand? What will be the response of the youth to this?
In terms of the level of awareness, whether they're aware about it or not.
Because it's that awareness I am picking on you now.
Okay, sir. So much has been done, and so much also needs to be done. Like for this year, part of the plan for this year was to have a town hall meeting in all the 3 senatorial districts, in almost 12 local government areas. But we understand that these things are tied to budget, and we also, so far, what we have done very well is that we try to segment our target and target it to them. We understood that tertiary institutions are key players for this push. So we targeted public awareness consistently on tertiary institutions. So we can say if you go to University of Uyo Town Campus and ask them, have you heard of 10% for youth or AKYD bill? They'll give you a fair, at least they may not be able to go into the details because it's a lot of details for a bill for them to catch.
But at least you are aware that
yes, if you mention 10% for youth, I've heard it. Yes, I've heard 10% for youth. They had a show in school. They showed us all those kind of things. So we have targeted, and if you're also a typical active user of Facebook in the States, if you also target those youth and ask them, have you heard of 10% for you? They'll tell you, yes, on Facebook, I've seen that video of the situation of unemployment in Akabuk, and I've heard of the AKYDF bill that these people are trying to put in the House of Assembly. You will see that. So, in terms of awareness, we have targeted tertiary institutions, we have targeted young people on social media. And we have plans to target grassroots youth. We have started work on grassroots youth in the sense that we have been able to engage them to even be able and willing to send petition letters to their House of Assembly members. That's action by youth citizens. And that.
How often do you evaluate your work? Between you, the anchor, the leaders, and the clusters, the push. All stakeholders, how often do you evaluate? Do you sit back, look at the steps, the journey we are taking so far?
Joe.
What and what did we
Joe.
intend to do? What
Joe.
You go the whole thing. You just need only your page.
Oh, we didn't know.
It's only your page you need.
Come.
The others are for others. Okay, no
Joe.
problem. You can have them.
Thank you.
Come in.
Not this one.
Okay.
So how often do you evaluate your work?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. No, but let's take me on.
No, this is the original purpose. Because it's something
This thing is supposed to come out, so I don't know, it's not picture about time as well.
Anybody could answer, yeah. I've not heard your voice.
It has been managing the managers.
In terms of how often we evaluate our work, I will say that every month we sit back, we try to see how far, what has happened in this journey, what has changed and what has not changed. Like we have done an evaluation recently where we say, okay, we don't need to call our radio program Youth HQ again because it doesn't show the current status of where we are. Let's change the name. That evaluation, yes. So that evaluation has come back and we have seen the need to change the name of the radio show to something else to be able to connect better and sell the campaign better. Another evaluation that we have done that has sold is that we have been able to realize that as at the stage the campaign started, it started with 10% for youth. But the bill in the House is an AKYDF bill, Akwa Youth Development Fund bill. So we have understood that there is a need to create a fact sheet to transit, but still keep where we started from.
Yeah.
So that people that knew
Make
as 10% for youths don't think it's something new.
Yes.
These people have changed, though they were not saying 10% for you, now they are saying AKYDF bill. They forget that 10% for you was a struggle that's metamorphosed to AKYDF.
So make it that transition.
So we have done that, and we are creating a fact sheet that shows the benefit of this bill to the states, to the youths, to the government. Messaging has also changed. So we sit down to evaluate to it because it has to affect the messaging, it has to affect how we progress in advocacy visits. Yes. In short, the fact sheet was generated by the cluster members, by members of the clusters.
And also evaluation among young people also, like when you say the transition from 10% for youth to AKYDF, it's even the last program we completed, we have a whole lot of young people coming to still testify to the fact that yes, we started with 10% for youth, now it is AKYDF. So they are all updated on that fact that it is now AKYDF because the bill is now in the House. And even what they call it showed in some of the presentations we did because we had to use what young people love to deliver the message to them. So we even told them that, see, we have a platform for you to come and express yourself. This is what we're doing. Like this, we did International Youth Day, IYD, that is 12th of August. We had a lot of them coming to do some presentation, and it was all from the transition of 10% for youth to AKYDF. So, in that respect, they are.
To support. Add to what he said, we have been able to work across various stakeholders. Our work has made us to work with the Nigerian police. We have also we have also worked with the National Youth Service Corps, and we have also worked with the Peace Corps of Nigeria. So the work has caused us to come work with different boundaries.
Yeah, you're able to open
Yes.
your
Even road safety.
you are able to expand
Yes.
and reach to so many other groups
Yes.
that you were not reaching out before.
Yes.
So now reaching out to them, building alliance,
In alliances
and
among them.
continue to generate
I
critical
know
mass.
even before we had the IYD, I know we had
Because
like,
also
two meetings
before-
also with the police inspector, general police.
Sister Beg,
and,
can you let me continue from where I stop away?
to he was asking questions of what these youth organizations are about, what we're doing, and that we had various meetings, and he also referred us to some people that work with us.
Now, test. I want you to be very, very honest. If tomorrow we sleep today, I will wake up tomorrow, and there is a big mandate directive cut off from all the cluster. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
You slept today, you wake up 5 a.m. tomorrow.
You see the mail.
As soon as you come to the office, everything about the cluster
Just continue.
is continued. Now, to your best knowledge, which aspects of what you have been able to share with them, with your cluster, will continue. Now, with the issue you are addressing, be taken further by the cluster.
That's in the absence of the cluster.
Yes.
In the absence of
Meaning that they can, the cluster
youth alive foundation.
They come to you.
By
they project.
tomorrow, as you are stepping into this office, you are disconnected from the cluster.
So it's disconnecting us from the cluster.
I'm
I said
not
if.
saying-
Okay, that's what I'm asking. If we are disconnected.
I am disconnecting.
So you
Assuming tomorrow I came and they say from tomorrow as you step here, no mention, no connection with the
No
cluster,
relationship again.
no relationship, nothing, no engagement with them. Now, which aspect of what you have done with them and the issue you think that some of the cluster will take to continue?
Okay.
You didn't understand my question, madam.
Maybe when he answered, it might eat in you, but for now, it's still shouting.
Who understood my question?
The
So that's
question
because it's
is-
very good.
what I'm looking at is if Youth Alive is not working with,
Assuming
they say Youth Alive don't work with the clusters,
tomorrow morning
discontinue.
they move Youth Alive, everybody and the office is taken from there and take to heaven.
We can work.
The clusters
The
will
question is now, what happened to the cluster? What aspect of the work you've been doing with them you think will continue?
Sir,
What do you think will happen to the issue that you are working on?
we're looking at the
You got it now.
sustainable plan.
Eh,
The project.
Yes.
Assuming rapture comes tomorrow
It's clear.
and it's only Youth Alive that you take away. And the cluster are remaining. What
The father
happened?
is no longer there. What happens to the children?
Yes.
We're looking at a sustainable plan.
Sustainability.
Yeah. Now, over the years, since even before we started the whole thing, collaboration was one of the whole thing. You can't, even Bible says you can't do this alone. You need God, you need this thing. So, working together with the clusters over the years, they have been trained in like we've had series of training that the clusters are all part of it.
So cluster model will continue to
Exactly.
Right.
They are not running with division.
Okay.
They are running with, like even most of the activities going on, there are some things you don't even tell the clusters to do. They go ahead, they do it, and it is
Taking
in line,
initiatives.
taking initiatives on their own, and it is in line with the vision, it's in line with the pursuit, the aim, the objective of the whole campaign. So really, even if you are not there, in fact, the way it is like we're just there. Say, okay, this good job. Okay, you can do it this way, you can do it that way, because they are already running with the vision of the organization.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if we are not here tomorrow, and it happens that this bill is still in the House of Assembly, and the bill has gone through second reading. I think that the cluster organization will be able to push the bill to public hearing, and they'll be able to push the bill to third reading. Why I think so is because the cluster has been key to civic mobilization. So you can't take that force out. Even if you take us out, you still have that force. We may command some key state actions to happen, but they contribute to the civic action that's pressured these state actions to happen. So civic action is still going to happen. The campaign is still going to go ahead. They will continue to stir up citizen and youth voices because they are the citizen voice, they are the youth voice, so the campaign is to go.
Yes. Any addition?
Well, I think he has basically said it all. I think that because of the way that we carry them along, like he says, most of the advocacy, that we engage in, they come into. So they are aware, they are already familiar with the faces, in fact. They are familiar with the names and the processes that are involved. So I think that they can continue.
You were afraid.
No.
I'm changing my mind, but you are okay now.
No, I wasn't afraid. I just didn't understand where the question was coming from. When you say if, the question is who would ask us to stop?
It's me.
Fine.
I'm talking.
So I just want to know who for you to ask us to stop. Fine. That now I understand. And yes, they will do much better. Even if I'm to use the word, even more than us. Right. Even more than we are there.
Right.
Like he said, the civic, they have a civic upbringing. They've taught them. There is one thing about student and teacher. Sorry, I love illustrating. If a teacher teach a student and the student grew up and not being better than the teacher, then he hasn't been taught properly. So same here. If our cluster are not better than us, then fine. But so far they have proved worthy, proved better, and proved stronger than we that even pushing it. So they will do much better.
So I'll have one case study.
Yes.
When we had the second reading in the House of Assembly, I remember vividly very well, that was the cluster that did a huge mobilization of young people that turned up there. We just came, the staff members of YAF just came and we got to the House of Assembly.
It was filled.
The whole place was filled up with clusters from young people from different places. The only thing they did was making t-shirts available for every one of them for the campaign, and they were all these things, and they are all of them available. They were all making input, like how they get to know about this, and that's to show that most of our cluster members have really done their work, done some grassroots mobilizations and everything. So,
and then I basically work with publicity, and then I remember one of this publicity out. We went out in advocacy outing we went for, and then by the time we got there, the cluster was able, or the cluster members they were able to get the person seated before we even got there. That's because they understand what we are running with or what we are doing. They have an understanding of what they are doing and what we are. What we are
clear vision.
They have a clear vision. They understand the guidelines.
And the strategy is
state and straight.
When I go up, I will be like,
yeah, already like you. Yes, there is transparency.
Okay, then let's move on now for you as anchor. Which aspect of the model, the sales model, will you retain after the exit? Sales is going to be come to an end this year, the 50-year video. So, from all that they have done with you, the different model they have introduced. So, which of those one will you, as YAF, going to run with even after their exit?
After their exit, I think that the particular model from SAYS that we would like to run with is the cluster coaching model. Where, because we feel that is the avenue that you sit together to work with the cluster directly on the issues, the challenges, and how to face them. I think that is a strategy session that helps fine-tune the political economy of what is happening per time, and helps show the ways to scale through some obstacles or how to engage some people, and it helps provide diverse ideas. So that model is something that we would like to continue with our cluster organizations. We can just decide to invite them, go and sit down and talk with them and say, what are you supposed to be doing and you are not doing? What are the challenges? How can we work these things together? Who knows this person and who does this person know, and how does this person solve this problem for us? I think that's one model that we are really going to adopt from this after the show.
Apart from that, is there any other one?
I think says YAF hold on to the capacity building model. Even I, as a person, hold on to the capacity building model. When I first came here, I know YAF gave me a project to do, and he told me to carry out a project trying to, with tertiary institution, on entrepreneurship and capacity building, like building them up, something like that. And he told me to think of something out of the box, and then I came up with something. I wrote something on a piece of paper that was writable, and I submitted to him. And then he taught me something else, capacity building. He taught me how to use outcome, outputs, the activity, and everything. When I heard it from him, it sure made sense more. But when I heard it from cluster coaching that day, I had to go back home and sit down and do my own personal capacity building table. What activity am I carrying out? In what year am I carrying out this activity? What activity am I carrying out? What is fine? What is what will challenge? What is the challenge of this? Fine. With that, I was able to come up with, okay, if this is how it goes, then I will do this one. I would hold on with this one. So that has been able to put YAF in a position where we are able to build our capacity, understand our challenges, and be able to fight it and know where to start tackling it, know where the problem is coming from, and hit it from the angle where it's right.
Well, I think
Yes.
for me, I think it's transparency.
Yeah.
It says we want to know everything, every time, how everything went, reporting every activity and all of that. They track. So there is
Transparency,
yes,
tracking, accountability.
So there's accountability, yes, definitely. So you don't just goof around. You hold yourself responsible. Yeah.
And that has really, that particular area, I know it has kept us in check
Yeah.
of everything we're doing.
Keep you on your toes.
It has kept us in check. In the sense that I know, thank God for the sales training and everything, that has been able to, most time when you do reports and you're submitting this, you have to make a lot of MOV available, else you're like you're just there hanging. So because of that, it's, you see us most times we go out to do something, after crying out this year, you see us fighting for receipts more than the transaction. You see us fighting for receipts more than the transaction we do. So you don't know where we're coming from.
Yes, okay, that's good. So they have left something behind. And then how will this be? See, I'm really fascinated. What makes me to be fascinated is the fact that you are not just talking for talking's sake. It's like you have internalized it, and it has become part of you. And with or without, say or no say, it has become part of you. If you are moving, even if you are moving out of YAF to another place, it's part of you. It's already there. So that's one thing. So it has become not okay. Again, it's also from what you just said the last bit. It's becoming that is appealing to me from the conversation that you are not just internalizing, you are also institutionalizing.
Yes.
That is becoming part.
Yes.
Like you said, that any transaction now, you are more concerned about evidence to be able to prove that this thing actually can happen.
I actually extended it to my church because I had this.
So it's already spread.
I had completed a program in church, a 2 days drama night we did, and I'm the leader of the drama team. So I just brought everything, training that we've gotten from SIS. I just took it there. I told them from the beginning of creating the project and writing out budgets, what we need, why we need this thing. Is it needed or is it just so we created all these things. What are the risks we are going to experience? How are we going to raise funds? How are we going to do this? And if whatever you're doing, don't forget receipts, because you that's in charge of account, make sure you balance it. Let everybody know that this money is well spent. And everybody that gave us contribution was written down. I just brought the sales tools that in my head to run this thing. And it really helped us to have a successful program.
So what I've said in that is how. The how is that it has been internalized and it has also been institutionalized. That will also begin to extend even to other organizations or other engagement outside the works. Yes. Now I want to mention a specific one in terms of the processes. You've mentioned them, so it might be a repetition, but don't mind me. Which processes of the seed? For example, the cluster model, the strategy matrix, the cluster pushing, etc. Are you mostly likely to use in the future?
Okay, I mentioned that we would like to use the cluster coaching.
Cluster pushing.
Yes. Second to that, we will consider the strategy
matrix,
because the challenge with us for that is the fact that it is a constant thing. It's a constant thing. Yeah. It is fun, but you have to constantly be putting.
Because the challenge now, the issue now, need a different stakeholder.
Yes.
And they need different strategy.
Yes.
So each level
keeps changing.
And the more you do it, the more you have opening. Sorry, no. Am I talking? No. Am I asking myself?
So we are going to consider those two. Those two are.
Yeah. For you, any additional the two. So the cluster model, pushing, and then the strategy matrix.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So far so good. I think for today, I've not come to start the program. Just come and go at night. This was just a preamble. In case tomorrow we are too jam up or other things, so I don't want to leave this one. So I will ask some other colleagues when they come to, and I also will ask some of the cluster members that we see. So far so good. I think thank you for impromptu visit and impromptu response. But I think it's fair. So what is tomorrow like? What is the arrangement so far? When am I expected to be here? Where do we go from here? Or are we meeting everything here? Or we are moving out?
I think it will be best that we meet here. And we're discussing with the team how the movement is going to happen.
So what time do you expect me to be here tomorrow?
Tomorrow from 10 o'clock is
fine.
10 o'clock.
Yeah.
We expect to start with visits to the director of development. From there, we will see if we can see the honorable member, the chief sponsor of the new discussion tomorrow. We will see him. From there, we will also try to see other key stakeholders that we can see tomorrow.
So what of the cluster? When am I expected to see the cluster? See tomorrow or next?
You can see them before we leave.
Okay, good.
You can see them before we leave. So I'm just asking them to come around.
So I'll be here by 10.
How many of them will you want to see?
As many as we can.
As many as we can.
Yes. There is no provision for them to say limit and then.
So how we limit it to like 34.
If they can be more, say 5.
Make it up to 5. Make it
Different, you know,
because of the
same.
number you
Just
submitted.
go to WhatsApp and just get response of those that are able to meet it.
Okay.
No, have clusters that will based embedded.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
those that are within,
Those that are within. And then the consultant from USAID is
just a quick.
would like to interact with them on the project at hand. Understand? It's a wonderful opportunity for them to show also.
The other thing that this is off record, just press the red one, the red